Hi, everyone. We are here to understand delivering the talk. Yes, we were trying to understand how to speak as we saw just as a statue on top of a building has to be of heroic size in order to make its appearance of life-like proportions to an observer on the ground, isn't it? So, shall we talk. At the close of one of Mark Twain's lectures in a Nevada mining camp, an old prosecutor approached him and inquired, "Be them your natural tones of eloquence. Be them your natural tones of eloquence. That is what the audience wants. Your natural tones of eloquence enlarged a bit. Okay? The only way to acquire the knack of this enlarged naturalness is by practice. Is by practice. How can we get this natural eloquence? That is by practice. And as you practice, if you find yourself talking in a stilted manner, pause and say sharply to yourself mentally, "Here, what is wrong? Wake up, be human, okay? Be human." Then mentally pick out a person in the audience, someone in the black or the least attentive person you can find, okay? And talk to this person. Forget there is anyone else present at all. Converse with this person. And also, as we converse with this person, imagine that he has asked you a question and that you were answering it, and that you are the only one who can answer it. If he were to stand up and talk to you, and you were to talk back to him, that process would immediately and inevitably also make your speaking more controversial, okay, conversational and more conversational and more natural, more direct. So imagine that is precisely what is taking place. You may go far as actually to ask questions and answer them. For example, in the midst of your talk, you may say, and you ask, "What proof have I for this assertion?" "I have adequate proof, and here it is." Then proceed to answer the question. That sort of thing can be done very naturally. It will break up the monotony of one's delivery. It will make it direct and pleasant and conversational. Speak to the Chamber of Commerce just as you would to John Henry Smith. What is a meeting of the Chamber of Commerce, after all, but a collection of John Henry Smith? Won't the same methods that are successful with those men individually be successful with them collectively? Yes, we are asking a question. Earlier in this chapter, Earlier in this chapter was described the delivery of a certain novelist in the same ballroom in which she had spoken. We had the pleasure a few nights later of hearing Sir Oliver Lodge. His subject was atoms and words, and atoms and worlds, he had devoted to the subject more than half a century of thought and study and experiment and investigation. He had something that was essentially a part of his heart and mind and life, and something that he wanted very much to say. He forgot that he was trying to make a speech. Okay, that was the least of his worries. He was concerned only with telling the audience about atoms, telling us accurately, lucidly, and feelingly. He was earnestly trying to get us to see what he saw and to feel what he felt. And what was the result? He delivered a remarkable talk. It had both charm and power. It was very charmful and also it had the power. It made a deep impression, and he was a speaker of unusual ability. Yet, I am sure he didn't regard himself in that light. I am sure that few people who heard him ever thought of him as a public speaker at all. If you speak in public so that people hearing you will suspect that you have had training in public speaking, yes, isn't it? They will think like that, and you will not be a credit to your instructor, especially an instructor in one of my courses. He desires you to speak with such intensified naturalness that your audience will never dream that you have been formally trained. A good window does not call attention to itself. He is Yes, a good window does not call attention to itself. It merely lets in the light, isn't it? A good speaker is like that. He's like a window, yes, and it gives the light. He is disarmingly natural that the hearers never notice his manner of speaking. They are conscious only of his matter. Let us be like that. Let us always have the manner of speaking and not the matter, which is important. Okay? So take care, friends. Love you all. We're going to be an effective public speaker and also learn English. Take care. Love you all. Bye bye.